Hi, Shanu. Hi, Mom. Good morning. With a smile and everything. It's early morning, and I just got up. I wanted to make this video while the sun was rising on the garden, and this is what I look like in the morning. Hey, how you doing? So let's turn it and look at the garden. As you can see, the morning sun is just moving in there. I'm still standing in the shadows, but the sun's coming up over the trees, and I wanted to get you to see some of the flowers in the first light. So let's open it up, talk about some things that are going on in here. This sunflower, I guess that's not a good thing to do. This sunflower, this is my sort of garden thermometer sunflower. If the garden's got enough water, then this guy's standing up like this, and if it doesn't got enough water, then the leaves are all droopy. So there's some snow peas. I don't know if you can see it. There's one there. There's a few here. These are drying on the vine. I want those to go to seed, so I'm letting them dry as much as they can out in the sun. Stand back. There's the raspberry patch. I'll go in and get a close-up, and you can see that our raspberries are having a second flush, which is kind of unusual since they just got transplanted. And then here's something that I like to show, these brilliant red nasturtiums. Now a lot of these are finished and gone off. You're not seeing them in their glory because, well, there's lots of stuff to do around here, and I don't always have time to make videos about what I'm doing, right? It's like the whole poetry thing. If I stop to write it down, then I'm not actually doing it. So I did make a video. I didn't like it very much. There's one of my squash, or maybe it's one of somebody else's squash. I think this is going to produce some more. Healthy load of chives in this bed. Those got to be harvested today and dried. My tomatoes are coming up rather well. Got some beets there and there, and they're sort of finally starting to take off. I got this, which doesn't have thorns on it, but looks an awful lot like a rosehip, but it's not. So I'm gonna let that grow and find out what it is. Here's some stuff you might like. This is amaranth. This is completely a volunteer. This is an ancient grain. I've never planted any amaranth in the garden, nor do I recall anybody else ever planting amaranth in the garden. There's one of my giant sunflowers, but you see the sun's right at it, so not going to get a good shot of it. But there's another one. And look, there's a little bumblebee waiting for the day to warm up so he can go to work. She can go to work. Isn't that nice? They like the sunflowers. And here, good news, the first evidence right there that I'm growing corn. So if we have a good September, I might actually get some corn out of this little cornfield. This is the best that my corn has ever done. I've tried corn year after year. I've gotten heritage seeds and specialty seeds and all kinds of stuff, and over the years, and this is the first time I've got corn that's growing. So at least growing this well, this high. So happy about that. This Swiss chard, already seeded, and I took the seeds off to dry them and scatter them in the garden, and it's seeding again. It's not prolific enough in its own opinion, so it's making more. What do I got going on in here? It's interesting. Some more amaranth that's not finished and won't finish. The onions are flowering. They're nice flowers, kind of tasty. Cabbage. There's a nice cabbage. There's one there and one there. nice big heads on those cabbage. And another one there. Oh, and a little one down there, but that one's, the head's not forming very well. Got some basil. That's got to be taken out and dried because it's starting to turn. This is where all the old kale patch was. If anybody's seen my other garden videos. Tobaccos. Let's get a good shot of these. Tobaccos are finally taking off. It took them like well through the year, but all these pots on the front there, they're tobaccos, and they're growing. Yay! But here, tomatoes. Look at my tomatoes. I'm a happy boy. I got some tomatoes. Look at those tomatoes. They're turning color. These ones are kind of ruddy. These are tasty. Tasty. Oh my goodness, I already had some of those. Those are really tasty. Maybe they're all the more tasty because I grew them myself in my own garden. I bet you that's got something to do with it. The potato patch, it's got all kinds of volunteers going on in there now, and I left the kale in there for a while because there wasn't anything happening, so it's taking over the surface of the bed. That's just fine. I got a squash. Been growing squash for years. Growing squash for years. I've been growing squash for years. I wonder if you could hear any of that. I'm going to have to review this whole thing, and I had my hand over the microphone. I wonder if you can hear anything that I was saying. There's another giant sunflower. This one's doing pretty good. Look how tall that is. But the king of the garden, is that one over there. I'll go over and have a look. Go over and have a look. The king of the garden. Look at that sunflower. And look how broad the leaves are. Look how broad those leaves are. Like I'm still a foot away from it. And that sunflower head is like 4 feet above my head. That's huge. These other ones are trying to catch up. There's the strawberry patch, which is prolific with vegetation. Didn't produce very much fruit. I did have some early. Oh, there's some nice orange nasturtiums there. There's red ones all over the place. This nasturtium patch, I should have really gotten pictures of it a day or two ago, because it's turned the corner. Right, it was doing really well, really bright, really prolific, but it's since turned the corner, and it's on its way out. Even though it's got beautiful flowers on it, it's done its job. And this, check this out. I don't know if the sun is too much for you. This kale seeded early in the spring. The pods still aren't ready. They still haven't dried out. But look at this. This is the same plant. It's starting to revegetate and reflower. So maybe it's not happy about the seeds that it's produced, but maybe it's got to do with this whole second spring thing that we're experiencing here. Not a continued spring, but a complete like second regeneration of vegetables, which is, you know, a little bit odd in a world of a little bit odds. That's a Jerusalem artichoke, which I stomped into the ground and thought was going to die. Well, they don't die, and they're immortal. You want food? Grow Jerusalem artichokes. Just don't grow them in the ground. Okay, I've got like 35 seconds left in my time, so it's going to be fast. There's a little sunflower. There's more of my tomatoes. I got some squash in here, a bunch of squash in here in this patch. I'll step back so you can see it. Here we got more snow peas. These are mammoth snow peas. These are all going to be left to go to seed because they didn't produce very well. Got a few seconds left. Here's the other bed. There's some flowers. Lupins, nitrogen fixers. I want those seeds. Broccoli. Those are good. Those are good. I'm done. Bye.